What's going on, everybody? Resale Rabbit here. So we are at another offsite auction. This is a car dealership. The owner had passed away and everything is in a trust, so we're selling everything off. The cars are already gone, but there's still a lot of good stuff inside. So we have a dumpster on site. We are authorized to throw away anything that we feel is trash. We got this all organized. This is all going to be individual lots. There's a lot of new stuff in here. Geese! There are a whole bunch of them. He's going to try and catch one and bring it home. I don't think they like you.
Geese are a lot like Justin Bieber. They're really loud and annoying and should probably just stay in Canada.
I like geese. So we got all this done, and then a bunch of smaller lots up here. All right, so it's just me here now. Mitch couldn't handle the dust, and the one of the trustees was in here smoking, so he couldn't handle the cigarette smell. So I get to do this whole one myself. So this room, we just have this wall left to do, and then I'll have this room as well. It looks like a lot of trash, but there's a lot of like brand new tools and stuff in here. Nice carts. I might throw a bit on that. And since we have a dumpster here, we can get rid of a lot of the trash, which is nice. Like all that liquor will probably get thrown away. I'm told this is full of food, so we'll get the trash out. We've got this room in here. This room is gonna have a lot of trash. I am so glad we have a dumpster here. There's a lot of trash in here that I don't want to deal with, so we can get rid of that. We got a bathroom. I'm not sure what's in here. Oh, another storage room. There's a safe. I gotta find out if there's a key to that safe. And then nice Bose radio. And then we've got this room here, which has a whole bunch of stuff. That desk and its contents will stay, as well as the file cabinets, because they still have people here collecting payments and stuff on the last of the loans that are out. And then we've got this garage. The lawnmower stays, and the boat, as far as we know, we're not selling it. She's trying to donate it to a charity and having trouble getting a hold of them. But there's a whole bunch of stuff back in here too. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. So I decided I'm gonna take a little break from that and try and clear some of this trash out of here. And so many gems in here amongst all this trash. Brand new pair of Minnetonka shoes. So me and the lady that worked here were emptying the trash out, but look what I found. Harley Davidson boots. All the clothes and shoes I'm getting rid of, but those will sell. Look what I found. Here's some money right here. That's probably a $100 camera. Dumpster's starting to fill up. It smells very strongly in here because he had a bunch of canned food. Like, he did his own canning, and a couple of them busted open when they got thrown in here. So this side of the room is basically done. Everything that's left here, for the most part, is stuff that we're going to sell. There's some decent finds in here, some okay finds. Pretty good mix. We got all the food out of here and out of here. So still some stuff in here that needs to get thrown out yet. So I'm gonna work my way through here. These are being sold. This looks like it's probably gonna be mostly junk. I got a Frisbee. Oh, it didn't even break. So this is just full of disgusting clothes. I did find a bunch of new gloves, socks, underwear, 2 biker jackets, and a brand new leather belt. So those will get lotted up in some capacity. Look at how gross this is. And I would imagine just about everything in here will go. This cabinet might be junk too. Will get tossed. All right, this room is just about trashed out. I should be able to, once it comes time to take pictures in here, get through it pretty fast. I don't know that any of this furniture is gonna sell. That shelving unit will sell. This will probably sell. This will sell. I assume that'll sell. That'll probably sell. The rest of it, I don't know. This is actually fairly sturdy. I mean, it's press board, so it's about as sturdy as it's going to ever be. But I think someone might spend $2-3 and clean that out. Saves me the hassle of having to haul it to the dumpster. I really just need to do this area, which she cleaned out most of this. All the food and stuff that was in here. So there's not much left for me to do there. Oh boy. Freezer's full. We do have a little room in here. The safe is open, but there's no keys for it, so I'm keeping an eye out for it. Otherwise that's gonna go in the trash. There's a lot of trash out in here as well. So for the most part, we're just trying to get it empty enough where we can work. Because when there were piles of stuff here, it's not really workable. So now it's at least open. There isn't a bunch of stuff in the way. Back in here, oh, I guess all that can go. Back in here, I started clearing this area out. I want to empty like some of the wrenches and socket sets into flats, and then we'll just do toolbox each with contents, and then we'll get through this, and then this room will be done. So I'm thinking today my goal will be to get this room done. Tomorrow I'll come in and do this room and that room, and then Monday I'll do this room and maybe the garage over there. Maybe I'll just be able to get that room done, finish up on Tuesday. We will find out. But there's a lot of stuff in here. This whole place is full and falling apart. This is a prime piece of land here. Whoever buys it's just gonna knock this building over and redevelop it, I'm sure. So we did get authorization to sell this sign. I don't know if it's gonna sell or not. It's right on the power line. But you know, buyer's responsible for removal, so. I don't think I'm even gonna go in this bathroom. We'll just, whatever's in here will stay in here. I don't think it's really anything. Whoa, hold on. Another pair of Harley boots. There's another probably 50 to 100 bucks. But everything else will stay in there. All right, I think I'm about ready to call it a night. We got all along this done. All that's left is the stuff that I pulled out and is in the middle, but it's starting to get dark out. I want to get home. I did bring these 2 carts with their contents up and listed those. These were in this other room here, which leaves this open, and then the other one was like in the center here. So that puts a little bit of a dent in this room. Not much, but something. So tomorrow morning, I'll come in. I'm at 76 lots. So tomorrow morning I'll come in, get this stuff, and then start pulling more smalls until this table is full, and then start digging through this room. The big thing is about space for staging, and I don't know how much space we're gonna have, but also a lot of this might just end up in the trash. You never know. So I changed my mind. I decided to dig out a little bit of trash. Spent 5 minutes. So when I was in here with the lady, the trustee, she said it smelled like something was rotting, and I couldn't smell anything, but she was worried it was, this freezer is full. She was worried this thing shut off. You can hear it running. I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but so that had me worried. But anyway, so I cleaned up all this trash and started picking up here, and then I could start smelling it. It didn't smell like rotting food. It smelled like a rotting corpse, like an animal had died in here. It's amazing how bad mice, when they die, smell. Now, I haven't found in these other 2 any signs of mice, which is shocking to me. But anyways, I came in here, and as I was pulling stuff away from here, I started to smell it a little bit more. Then I noticed a dead mouse there. I swept it up, I threw it in the dumpster, but the thing was really dried out. It had been there for a long time. Really didn't think that was the smell. So I continued digging here, and you can see that little spot on the floor. That was a fresh one. If you have a weak stomach, you might want to mute the video for about 5 seconds. Muted. The thing was full of maggots, so I am certain that one is the smell. That's me signifying to the people who muted the video that it's safe to unmute. So it's safe to unmute now. But anyways, that created a lot of space, just taking, you know, a couple loads of trash out. These waiters should sell. There's a bunch of clothing in here. You know, this whole place reeks of cigarette smoke and animals. You can tell he had a lot of animals in here, and the cigarette smoke and the must and dust. Goodwill is not going to want any of these clothes or the disgusting food, like dishes and stuff, so it's all going in the dumpster. Let's see how we're looking so far. Back half is filling up. But anyways, so I am going to call it a night now. But we made some good progress even in here, just bringing some stuff out to the dumpster. So it gives me a little bit of an idea on how we'll be able to lay it out. I think we'll be able to get everything displayed in here okay. Like this desk I know isn't going to sell. We're going to list it anyways, but it's not going to sell. So you can use that as a surface for stuff. We've got pressure washer here, jump starter. I have no idea what this is. Carpet cleaner. So another shop cart, shelving, all sorts of different stuff in here. But there's obviously gonna be a lot more trash too. But spoiler alert. Anyways, there's DJ equipment throughout this building in all 3 rooms. So we'll have some of that. A lot of that's probably gonna be trash. We'll get this place cleared out. Now our job isn't to empty it out. Our job is to just sell anything of value. I want to empty the trash out just because it makes me feel better, especially since there's a dumpster right out here. The client provided the dumpster, so that didn't cost us anything. We did request that they bring a dumpster because I knew there was gonna be a lot of trash, especially in that room with all the food and clothes that we threw away. It would just be in the way and a real pain to work around. So in certain situations, we will request the client bring a dumpster on site. I'm in the process of buying a dump trailer, so now we don't need a dumpster on site unless it's like a huge amount. And I can actually charge the client for that because they're probably paying $500-600 for that dumpster. If I charge them an extra couple $100, then we will be the dumpster. We're back for day 2. There's a little bit of traffic here though. So we're trying to empty this back room out. We cleared off the top of the desk and this corner, and then I'm putting sellable stuff on the top of the desk here. There's nothing of value in here to pull, but it's a lot of like sandpaper and stuff, so we'll just do contents of cabinet. All right, this side is all organized and ready to go. A couple of lots here, shelf with contents, a couple lots on this shelf. That's gonna be shelf with contents. This can go right there. It's got to be $1,500 worth of food in here. Really seems to be a shame to throw this all away. So much room for activities in here. We've pretty much got this room sorted. There's still some stuff under here.
There's so much room for activities in here.
I am absolutely buying these. I don't care what it costs because of this one. I need this. Mitch is hunting for deals.
Nothing clever to say, sir.
We're outside hiding from a bee, and now I learn if there's ever a murderer in one of these houses, Mitch is just gonna run out and leave me in there.
Yeah.
But also, geese! So in here we kind of got big stuff. We put some small stuff in here, just use that as shelves. And we're kind of in this corner over here. This desk is not gonna sell, so I'm fine using it as a table. Same with this one. We should get through this room pretty quickly.
Me before the lights. Me after the lights. Yes, it's ladies' night and the feeling's right. Oh, what a night.
It's a party in here.
It is.
So we are in what they're calling the garage. This is the one with the boat. They're donating the boat, but we can sell anything that's in the boat. There's a little motor. Or actually, that's probably an auger. Fish finder. More DJ lighting. Whole bunch of it there. Bunch of trash. This is gonna be quite the job over here. There's enough good stuff, especially big good stuff, where I can't just do contents of a room. I'll have to piece through it. That is a huge floor jack. Is that in there?
Lawn roller, yeah.
Nice. And some more stuff that's sealed in the box. Some Romex, ladder, animal trap. Oh, another fish finder.
Oh yeah, more lighting.
Somewhere in here there's gotta be. There we go.
You know what this is? Right here?
Not a clue. Is that for fireworks?
No, that's you mount it to the back of your boat, and you put 4 different lines that you can drag behind the boat for walleye fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more you know. I may just do contents of boat, let someone get whatever's in it after I pull this fish finder off. And then towards the front here, she gave me the key to the mower so I can pull this out and then I can pull that out. There's a sprayer there with something in it. We don't know what's in it. And just a whole bunch of stuff.
I believe I found a pop-up.
You found a pop-up what?
This big black case here. It looks like it's a pop-up ice fishing shanty.
Oh.
But it's got the sled handles on it.
Okay.
And you go like that, then there's like the tent that goes over the top.
Yeah, this is gonna be a job in here. It's not going to be too fun. Does that say no trucks allowed?
Weight limit 3 tons. Tim can't come here then.
Your mom can't come here.
Dang.
This thing just started blowing, freaked me out. So, that is this room. We got some cranes. By the way, this room is done. We did not end up needing our table. We were able to stage everything. I mean, these desks, that bookshelf, they're not gonna sell. So I don't mind putting stuff on them. If they do sell, it's gonna be a real pain. But we'll break them apart, throw them in the dumpster if they don't sell. We got everything sorted in here, but we didn't start taking pictures, cleared all the stuff off here. It felt weird, all the organizers just pulling them all out, all the paperwork off, and we're probably just gonna do all these fish tanks as one lot. I can't imagine anyone's gonna want them. This printer should do decently. It's for printing carbon copy paper. The chairs are kind of junk, so we'll just lot them together. Some metal signs. They are still doing business here. Obviously they're closed, but they still need to collect payments and stuff. So that sign will stay. Business licenses and stuff, I don't know if those need to stay, but I'm gonna leave them anyway. And then this desk will all have to stay. File cabinets will stay, which is a bummer because that's a fireproof one. But all of this, we took the top off of this desk so we can use it as a table. I'm not even gonna list this desk. It is really beat up. This couch actually, when we took the bedding off and folded it up, it's actually in decent shape. So that'll do all right. I'm sure that'll sell. More odds and ends through here. It'll be interesting because this door doesn't work. It's actually bolted shut. So on pickup day, I'll probably have to put a sign on it that says door is bolted shut or something like that, so no one tries to rip it open. This room, obviously you saw this and this all done. I like the motion lights. That's convenient. So we are just about done. We're at like 285 lots, I think. Where are the lot cards? 200 and way off. I was 15 lots away from where we run out. We run out at 250. That's where I was getting that. So 235 lots so far. I promise you when I come in on Monday, this is gonna scare the crap out of me. It is Monday and I am here by myself to get finished up. So we got this office sorted out for the most part. Last week, I need to get this finished up. I think I can get through this pretty fast. Then we get the garage on the other side there. The lighting is terrible in here. I mean, these lights don't turn on that well. I did open these blinds so I could have a little bit more light come in. That one's broken, so I had to tie it off. All right, we are officially done in here. I put the aquariums all together as one lot. Found some wheel weights down there, odds and ends throughout here. And then over here, I don't know if I showed, this is laid out like a bed and had bedding on it, so I was expecting to throw it away, but it's a little dusty, but it's in pretty nice shape. And then just kind of odds and ends throughout here. I skipped 282, because I took pictures of it, but then I realized when I was typing the description, it was expired. It was 11 bottles of some skin cream. It expired 5 years ago, so I threw it away. So we're just gonna skip that lot. But that's where we finish in here. Now we have to go in the garage. All right, I got the mower out. She did give me the keys to that. I have to pull the boat out, but there's a bunch of crap in the way. So, I mean, all these boots I'm just gonna throw out. They're worn out. There's probably mice in here. And then we'll go through this little pile. And I should be able to pull the boat out to be able to get to the stuff in the back. She said I could just pull this out because it's on wheels. This is a heavy boat. That is not gonna happen. Thankfully the coupler is open so I can pull it out. Obviously you don't want to drive far with this, but at least just getting it outside of the shop and then backing it back in, we should be fine. Boy, that is not gonna be fun to back in here. The boat is about as wide as the opening, but now we can at least get in here and start sorting this stuff out. There's the back of the AC unit that we listed. This thing keeps scaring the crap out of me when I'm walking up to it. So what I decided I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull some of this stuff out and put it in the office over there because there is more space, and that'll make this area a little bit more manageable. That's empty, I can throw that out. All right, I got about an hour and 15 minutes before I had to leave for a meeting. Pulled this out. We're gonna do all this is a lot, corner lot, shelf with contents, this grouping, boat anchors, ladders, this grouping. I've got some stuff that we're pulling out here, some stuff that'll go on its own there. We've got, is there anything else in here? So that'll be a lot. I'll probably put that with it. We're gonna have all the lumber, including that as one lot, and then the rest of the stuff on the shelf is another lot. Back shelves, all one lot. This will be a lot. We've got a miter saw with stand. We've got an ice shanty. We've got a whole bunch of wheel covers and damaged boxes. I don't know what that is, but when I pull these out, I'll figure it out. Contents of shelf. We'll probably do the 2 shelving units together. And then we're back over here to this grouping. That'll be a lot. The auger. Normally, I would be pulling like these gas tanks, marine gas tanks. I do, individually there's a lot. There are other things that I would pull, but I've got very limited space in here and very limited time, so we're gonna make do with what we've got. Because remember, this boat needs to come back in here. All of this stuff, I'm gonna try and get out of here into other parts of the building. I could probably have a couple of the bigger items just in the center here. And I think that is what we're gonna do here. I don't think I'll have this done in an hour. Oh, there's still stuff in the boat that I need to go through. So, almost done. All right, so this room is done. I forgot I still have to do the stuff hanging on the doors. I did get the contents of the boat. I still have to do everything that I brought into the other building, but it is 1:15. I've got a half an hour left. I don't think I'm gonna get it all done, but maybe. But we gotta pull this in first, and this is gonna be a very tight squeeze. So I got it in nicely first try. I can't get out of the truck though. I'm just gonna have to climb over. Now I don't know how I'm gonna get in there. All right, we are done. I added some stuff here from the garage, as well as the dolly, the red one, and then these tires. This is a matching set of new tires, so those should do well. And I took the pictures in there before in here just because I didn't want to have to put the boat back in and then pull it out again to do it again later when I come back. I was actually able to get it all done, this whole place, before I have to leave. It is 1:35, so I've got about 20 minutes. I did not type the descriptions of anything in that building or in here. I was just gonna go off what's on the camera, so I'm gonna start typing that out now, just in case I need to check something. And if all goes to plan, I shouldn't have to come back until pickup day, which is extra exciting because that leaves me the second half of the day to do other stuff. Oh, by the way, we really put a lot of stuff in here. It's practically full. It's gonna get more full on pickup day. So anyways, that's what we got now. Head back to the warehouse, get this online. And we'll be back on pickup day in about a week and a half. Oh, not even. A week and 3 days maybe? So it's Tuesday. The auction is all done. And we finished at 5,326 with 147 registrations. And 320 of the lots sold, leaving 16 unsold, mostly that crappy furniture. 76 people ended up buying something. So here are the unsold crappy furniture. I'm a little surprised the box of plumbing stuff didn't sell. All the appliances on that shelf didn't sell. The shelf did sell though. Furniture, more furniture. I figured this banner would have sold. I'm a little surprised that didn't sell. A couple other items. And the sign actually didn't sell. That surprised me a little bit too, although it is an older sign. Everything else sold. And here is the most expensive items that sold, 180 bucks. The DJ equipment I think did pretty well, 180 bucks each for those. These sat at almost nothing until the very end. 165 and 110 for the toolboxes. This shocked me, the freezer full of food, dirty, full of food, sold for 110. We do have on here that there will be a dumpster on site. If the buyer wants to throw the food away. But honestly, if it were me, I'd keep a bunch of this. This frozen pizza, yeah, it expired like a year or two ago. It's fine. It was in a freezer. So anyways, back to the freezer. This game cart, 105. More DJ stuff. The tires for 75. The printer at 75. You can kind of see as we go through here. I'll just scroll a little bit, and you can see the more expensive items that sold here. Ooh, the Harley boots, $32.50. I think, actually, Bose $32.50 is a really good price for that, especially given the condition. Camera in here, there it is, 45 bucks. These are all over the place on eBay. They range from about this price to about 100, so I was pretty happy with how that went. I had actually thought about bidding on it and flipping it on eBay because I didn't think a film camera would do well in this auction, but it did. Let's just keep scrolling here. Sounds like somebody's credit card was just declined. So we got 65 payments that went through successfully. 7 cards declined, which is higher than average. And then we had a few that requested cash. And unless there are any hiccups, the consignor will receive $3,544, which leaves us a profit of $2,580. This, of course, doesn't factor any of our costs, just the total plus fees minus what goes to the consignor. Oh, before I go, I got a package here in the mail from Katrina, presumably a viewer. It's going to Resale Rabbit, and I have a pretty good idea. I know what this is. I don't have my tripod here, so let's try and do this. How dull is this thing? Okay. Let's see if one of those got it. This is very difficult to do with one hand. It's exactly what I thought. A copy of Miracle on 34th Street. Someone mentioned that I should probably be checking all the ones in my collection to make sure the correct tape is in there. This came from Grandma Poppy's house. So one of these days, I'm going to sit down and go through all these and make sure the movie is actually in each of these, because that could affect the collection. And enclosed with that is a postcard from Ithaca, New York. Thanks, Resale Rabbit. Thanks for all the great videos. I enjoy each episode and look forward to seeing your adventures. I did find one copy to add to your collection. I will keep searching for more. I hope you reach your goal, from Katrina. So we've got a Miracle on 34th Street movie and a postcard. 2 of my favorite things. Super exciting. Also, I'm a millennial, so I'm shocked I was able to read that cursive, because cursive. But anyways, Katrina, I appreciate it. I'm putting the postcard over here on my desk, which I do with all of the cards and postcards I get, although it's getting to the point where I need to start cycling through them. But if any of you have a copy of Miracle on 34th Street, I'm trying to reach 5,000 copies. Doesn't matter if it's VHS or DVD, the address is down below in the description. So I blocked off this driveway. because I don't want people coming to the back of the building. We want them going in. You can see the sign on the left, that driveway. People are starting to show up and load everything up. Already clearing out here, and we just started. That toolbox is gone. In here, the futon's gone. This cabinet's emptied out, all the stuff in front of it. Just to give you an idea of how dirty this place is. That was from the cord. In here, one of these shelves is cleared off, which is good because the person comes for the shelves before the stuff. We need a place to put it. And all of this is fully cleared off. And the guy who bought this just wanted the stuff. He didn't want the shelving unit. A lot of cars pulling in here. Dealership hasn't been this busy in a while. There's so much food in there. They bought the freezer. I guess they wanted the food, which just makes me happy that it's not going to waste. But he's like, there's like 6 turkeys in here. He is, sounds like, gonna give us some of the food next week. We can't take it now because we don't have anything to keep it cold throughout the day, but I'll happily take some of the food.
Trust me, I don't think 30 pounds of turkeys are gonna go flying out of it.
Look at Mitch going all the way to the crosswalk like a chump. I just crossed right here. So the boat has been emptied. I still haven't heard if we're gonna be selling it or if the charity is gonna pick it up. But in here, we're pretty emptied out. I don't know why this was left. Oh, I think the guy said he's coming back for this. So we really just have that, the DJ stuff, and then a few lots here. I guess that too. We're just about done in here. Perfect situation. This room is completely empty before we have to leave. That way I can get the boat and the lawnmower, the riding lawnmower back in here. Because I plan on shipping the orders out tonight and I don't want to be there super late. Look at all the dust built up under that fridge. There's like a layer of it. So even though we can leave, or we were asked to leave unsold items here, I try to get this place as emptied out as possible. So if it's sold, I want it out of here. So it's less work for the client. It's more impressive when you walk in. And things just happen to work out. There were 3 shelving units that were left behind. People just bought the contents. They didn't want the shelves. One was a nicer plastic one. Mitch took that. He needed one. Perfect. But there were 2 really rusty old steel ones and then a file cabinet. Maybe I can give them away to somebody. And a random person rolled up. He's a scrapper and asked if there's any scrap metal here. Perfect. So he took those. Skippy creamy peanut butter. Oh, that just chipped it. All right, let's try this thing. That is a very resilient fish tank. And before you get mad at the waste, I also hate waste. The customer threw it away. They only wanted the pumps. They didn't want the aquariums, and that one had a big crack down the side. Customer found this in a lot he purchased, and he gave them to me. Vehicle repossession team. There's a whole bunch of satin jackets and hats. And good timing. The guy who bought the Craftsman toolbox asked if there was a key for it. And I said if there is, it's buried in it somewhere. We didn't dig too deep, but we couldn't find it. And so while he was looking, he tried a couple of keys he found, didn't have it. And we didn't advertise as having a key, but he was a little bummed out. But there was a shelf full of chemicals here, and that guy showed up around the same time, and he found a bucket full of keys. And in that bucket were the keys to the toolbox. Customer didn't want this old waterlogged bookshelf. Mitch, tell me what you think about it.
That's what I think about it.
Now that's what you call a quality product. So this is the garage. We're done here in 10 minutes. So we're gonna get the boat and stuff in here. Everything that's sold in here is gone. Shelves emptied off. This stuff is gone. Those 2 lots didn't sell. All the shelves here are gone. The cabinet here is gone. The lady was very angry. I'll talk about that in a minute. We got a nice little window. You can order a cheeseburger. Sir, can I get some fries?
No.
Wow. So nice this is built. When I close this door, oh, now it's not doing it. The whole side of the wall was pushing out. We are all done. Let's start back here. This whole workstation had to stay because she is still working here, collecting payments and stuff. But everything up here's, oh, we lost one of the blinds. Everything's already in rough shape. I'm just gonna put this in the dumpster and they'll never notice. So this is all emptied out. These, we couldn't lift them to get them in the dumpster. The guy who bought them only wanted the pumps, so they're just gonna stay here. And the rest is just unsold stuff. Pretty much emptied out here. This room, God, I wanna clean this so bad. Would have liked to throw this in the dumpster. It didn't sell. It's really rough shape, but they told us not to. She said she'll deal with it. I don't know why she doesn't want us to do the work, but whatever. Same with this. It's in very rough shape. Now in this back room, this sold for 45 bucks. The guy never showed up to pick it up. And I really don't have room to haul it out of here. So unfortunately it stays here. I feel a little bad because he spent so much, but we called him, couldn't get through. This is all emptied out. Everything else in here, shelves, all the stuff, it is all gone. And then in this one here, same thing, all cleared out. Probably hasn't looked this empty in 30 years. And then the most disgusting room I've ever been in my life is pretty emptied out. That also sold but didn't get picked up. Plumbing stuff did not sell. Those cabinets actually did sell. Remember, I was saying I wasn't sure about this white one. This sold, was never picked up. And all of this is unsold. Once again, beat up pressboard furniture and some nice appliances here, but they're just such disgusting shape. I'm not shocked that no one bought it. Bathroom we didn't touch. We have had no need to go in here other than occasionally washing hands. Fridge is gone, and then this room here emptied out. This is the room where the guy didn't want the shelves. So there's one that Mitch actually took, and then one that we gave to that scrapper. And the file cabinet that was in here we gave away. But we are all out of, I want to clean this so bad. All right, I'm just imagining she's gonna be sitting here working, and it's just this hole into this dark, creepy room. So that is it for this video. Any final thoughts?
I'm just glad to not be covered in dust anymore.
I'll be blowing the dust out of my nose for the next few days, but I'll be happy to never be in this building again.
I'm gonna go home and shower, and I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. I'm also looking forward to you showering.
We're not gonna shower together.
That's nobody thought that was. Oh, there's another AC unit up there we could have sold.
Oh yeah.
Except that one actually goes outside, so probably wouldn't want to leave a hole in the wall. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment. If you didn't enjoy this video, tell me what I did wrong, because I love the engagement. I will see you guys in the next one. Hold the phone, video's not over. We got a package in the mail from Brad. I recognize the name. He is also a Patreon subscriber. Patreon member? Patron? You're just gonna have to enjoy this weird angle because I don't have my tripod in here, and I've already sat down after this really long day. I do not want to stand up again. So, let's see what we got. I love opening these. So we got a copy of Miracle on 34th Street. It is in there. We've got, a Dad Jokes Advent Calendar. I'll have to figure out how this goes because we may, I guess this isn't Patreon, this is YouTube. Every day I do a video on Patreon showing the items that sold, and I always start it out with a dad joke from this book. And this book, as you can see by where the bookmark is almost done. But since it's Christmas time, we might need to start this. I'll have to see, look through here and see. Looks like there's several per day, so we'll go through that. We've got another copy of Miracle on 34th Street. What is this? A charger for lawnmower batteries. I don't know. There's a note, so let's. Oh, and a postcard from. Oh, it looks like a vintage postcard from Florida, but he didn't write anything on it. Ooh, whoa! I just noticed this. That's a Steak and Shake postcard. That's why he didn't write anything on it. All right. So the note here says, if I can open it. Hey Resale, I've been hitting up thrift stores and recently I came across some finds that I thought you would like. First, some more videos to add to your collection. Also found some interesting postcards that you might like. Are there more than one in here? No, that's the only postcard. Postcard is plural. Let's see. I found some interesting postcards that you might like. I heard you mention a few times that you don't have an Ego battery charger, so I sent one of those along as well. Lastly, I found an advent calendar that I think you need in your life. I was thinking for Christmas, you and Cristiano should film yourself watching Miracle on 34th Street and record your commentary in real time. Instead of a director's cut, they could be the Rabbit cut. I've also been enjoying the estate auction videos. It's interesting to see what people collect, so keep them coming. Thank you, Brad. Couple of thoughts. It's funny that, I'm looking at the wrong side here. It's funny that it happens to be an estate video, kind of, that he responded to. So a lot of people don't realize, I've never actually seen this movie. But I figured I would wait until I have the record to watch it. Maybe. We'll see. This is fantastic. Serving Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Missouri, Ohio, Georgia, and 22 locations in Florida. Oh, because it's a Florida postcard. That's awesome. This is really nice of you, though. These are expensive. These are like, I would imagine, like $50. But I appreciate that. I'm going to put this. So I have, I'm trying to have one charger for every type of tool battery, at least the common ones, or the ones that are fairly common. That way, when I find the tool in a storage unit, I can charge it up to test it. So I've got like a Craftsman, a DeWalt, a Milwaukee, Rigid, Ryobi, etc., etc. And I did not have one of these. So this will be a nice addition to the cabinet for when we need to test them. I've gotten the batteries before, but never a charger. So anyways, Brad, I really appreciate the gifts. I'm going to add these to the collection. I guess I show it every time. 1 second. So we'll add these right there. Collection is getting bigger. So Brad, I really appreciate the gift. It's been a long day. I am very tired. I will actually be filming some for Patreon in a minute. I may upload this to Patreon too. I don't know. That seems like a lot of work. I'll make a judgment call last second. Anyways, see you guys later. By the way, in case you're wondering, here is the cabinet with all of the chargers. And then I added the Ego one down there because it doesn't really fit up here anywhere. Chargers and batteries galore. Oh, one more thing I was going to tell you about the angry lady. So, cabinet mounted to the wall. It was a white cabinet. It was in that garage area where the boat was stored. It had some fish finders in it, if you happen to remember that. Someone bought it for $2, and it did say on the listing it was mounted to the wall. Buyer's responsible for removal. The buyer called me today and said, hey, do you happen to have a drill there? I sent my wife to pick it up. I forgot to send her with a drill. And I said, yes, I do. So I grabbed the drill. I noticed they were Robinson bits, which are the square ones. Thankfully, I had a bit for it, so I grabbed that. And I noticed on the bottom, like underneath the cabinet, it was 2 flathead screws holding it. So I grabbed a flathead screwdriver. And I was going to take it off the wall for her until I saw the flathead screws way down on the bottom. That's where my kindness ends. So when she got there, I said, your husband called ahead. Here's a drill. Here's a screwdriver. I showed her where the screws were. And she said she was a pretty handy person, so she'd be fine. I kind of assumed that she was, if her husband had known that she was capable to take it off the wall. But she said something like, good thing I'm handy or something like that. Anyways, so that's where I left her to it. 15 minutes later, I don't know how long it was. It's been a busy day. But at some point, shortly thereafter, she walked in carrying the tools. And I made a comment like, you got it? And she says, here's your stuff. And she smashes the drill and screwdriver down on the table and storms out. I don't know why she was so angry. It couldn't have been at us. Maybe she was angry at her husband because she didn't realize that she was going to have to take it down. I have no idea. Maybe it was something completely unrelated. But no clue why she was so angry. I may ask, the customer's a fairly regular, not regular enough where we're like buddies and I can just, but I might try to tactfully ask, what the heck was that about when he comes in next? Because usually he picks up, not his wife. Anyways, that's the angry lady story. There's always somebody angry at these auctions.